Chapter 2. The queen left to her chamber and assembled all her children. "Mother, what is it? Why did you send for all of us?" Mundle asked. "There is a saying that a stitch in time saves nine, and we must hurry." The queen said, "Mother, what are you saying? We don't get you." Prince Tabo asked, "Your father has agreed to make Akim the next king." The queen said, and they burst out in anger. "Never." Mundle roar. "That will never happen," Tabo said. "Where did you hear that from Mother? Everyone knows who the rightful heir to the throne is, and that's Mundle," Galen said. "Yes, but there is more than to just acquiring the throne. Anyone can sit on the throne," she said, and they became confused. "We don't get you, Mother," Princess Atia said. "It's a tradition in this land that anyone among the king's sons can be chosen to be king. Your father wasn't the heir apparent to the throne. The gods chose him among his brothers. What you are trying to say now, Mother, is that my elder brother can't become the king?" Prince Tabo asked. "Yes, a task will be given. If any of you fulfill the task, one of you will become the king," she said. "This can't be, Mother," Princess Alana said angrily. "The throne belongs to Mundle. Everyone knows that." Prince Galen said, "I will never allow this. The throne is mine. I have worked hard for it." Prince Mundle grunts. "Calm down, son. The throne is yours and no one can take that away from you. We must do something before your father makes that useless boy to be the next king." "Mother is right. We won't allow that. The gods blessed every one of you with supernatural powers, which means you are all favored by the gods, and Mundle is the one with the greatest power, and he will rule this kingdom." Princess Alana said. "I agree with her," Princess Atia said. "Me too," Prince Galen said. Later at night, Prince Tabo was seen pestering around his room thinking, "If truly one of us will have the throne, I want it too. Beside, I can protect the kingdom with my powers. The villager loves me, and I know they will want me to be their king," he said, soliloquizing. The next day, Prince Akim was walking around the bush part of the village looking at the trees and birds flying high in the sky. No guard was assigned to follow him. It was the queen's order, and the king knew nothing about it. For maidens were coming towards him with their pots of water on their heads. They moved closer to him and stared at him in disgust. "Son of a killer," First Maiden said, and they walked past him laughing in mockery, but he ignored them and continued his walking. "He is not even ashamed to walk around the village," Point 2 and D Maiden said. "I am glad the gods are punishing him for the sin of his mother," Third Maiden said. "He deserves it. How I despise him. I don't know why the king chooses to like him among his brothers." Fourth Maiden said. "That's because he bewitched King," Point 2 and D Maiden said, as they continued their walk. "I don't understand why I am being treated like an outcast. If only I wasn't born, it would have been better." Prince Akim lamented and continued walking. He walked far into the bush and noticed footsteps beside him. He turned to see who it was, and suddenly two boys attacked him. They were covering their faces. He struggled hard with them as they brought out a knife to stab him. "Let him go," an old lady yelled from afar. The boys stood up and picked to their heels. Prince Akim stood up. "Are you okay, son?" she asked as she walked up to him. "Yes, old one. Thank you very much. You saved my life. What were you doing alone in this silent and dangerous place? Where are your guards?" the old woman asked. "I have none. My mother restricted the guards from following me, so I'm used to walking alone," he said. "I totally understand, but don't try to walk alone on this lonely path again," the woman warned. "I won't, old one. Thank you again. I will surely tell my father what you did today. Please tell me who you are and where you live. You'll surely be rewarded." "I live very far, son, so you don't need to worry." "No, I insist. Your good heart will always pave the way for you. You should start heading back home. Your father is worried." "Okay. Thank you very much." He bowed to her and took 2 steps. He turned to say something to the old lady, but she was no longer in his sight. He was confused and walked away. King's Palace. The elders of the kingdom came to the palace to have a meeting with the king over the new Yam festival. "I have heard what you all have said. I'll get back to you in 2 days," the king said. Long live the king. The chorus, and then Prince Akim enter and bow to the elders and the king. The elders ignored him, and the king smiled at him. You're back, son? I was worried. The king said. I am sorry, father. I just took a stroll around the village.
He said.
Your Highness, we bear to take our leave. Point 1 St. Elder said as they bowed and left the king's presence. Hope I didn't interrupt the meeting, father? No, son. The meeting ended before you came in, he said, and they continued chatting. Meanwhile, the elders came over to the queen's quarter along with his children. How did the meeting go with the king? Prince Mundal asked. Very well, my prince, Point 2 and D Elder replied. Your Majesty, I think we will need to act fast concerning the closeness between Prince Akim and the king, because, with the way I see it, Akim might be the king's choice for the throne. First Elder said. What are you trying to say? Princess Alana asked confusedly. He is right, Your Majesty. Third Elder said. According to what I heard from the chief priest 2 nights ago when he was talking to the king, he says the gods have spoken for the king to choose between his 4 sons to take over the throne. He added, and everyone gasped.
What?
I thought, the queen was interrupted. That's what we thought too. The gods have made some changes in the tradition. They always speak when it is due time. Second Elder said. What should we do? Prince Galen asked. You'll have to consult the gods about it. First Elder said. We should act fast before a killer son will be the one to rule the kingdom. Fourth Elder said. We won't let that happen. The throne is mine. Prince Mundal said angrily, and everyone sighed.